Internet and computer addiction, signs, symptoms, and treatment. While time spent online can be huge productive, compulsive Internet use can interfere with daily life, work, and relationships. When you feel more comfortable with your online friends than your real-life one, or you can't stop yourself from playing games, gambling, or compulsively checking your smartphone, tablet, or other mobile device, even when it has negative consequences in your life, then you may be using the Internet too much. Learn about the signs and symptoms of the Internet addiction and how to balance your life online and off. What is Internet addiction or computer addiction? Internet addiction, otherwise known as computer addiction, online addiction or Internet addiction disorder, covers a variety of impulse control problems, including cyber sex addiction, compulsive use of Internet pornography, adult chat rooms, or adult fantasy role-play sites, impacting negatively on real-life intimate relationships. Cyber relationship addiction. Addiction to a social network, chat rooms, texting and messaging to the point where virtual online friends become more important than real-life relationship with family and friends. Net compulsions, such as compulsive online gaming, gambling, stock trading, or compulsive use of online acquisition sites such as eBay, often resulting in finance and job-related problems. Information overload, compulsive web surfing, or database searching lead to low work productive and less social interaction with family and friends. Computer addiction, obsessive playing of offline computer games such as solitaire or minesweeper, or obsessive computer programming. The most common of these Internet addictions are cybersex, online gambling, and cyber relationship addiction. Healthy versus unhealthy Internet use. The Internet provides a constant, ever-changing source of information and entertainment, and can be accessed from most smartphones as well as tablets, laptops, and desktop computers. Email, blogs, social networks, instant messaging, and message boards allow for both public and anonymous communication about any topic. But how much is too much Internet usage? Each person's Internet use is different. You need to use the Internet extensively for your work, for example, or you might rely heavily on social networking sites to keep in touch with faraway family and friends. Spending a lot of time online only becomes a problem when it absorbs too much of your time, causing you to neglect your relationship, your work, school, or other important things in your life. If you keep repeating compulsive Internet behavior despite the negative consequence in your offline life, then it's time to strike a new balance. How do people become addicted to the net? To relieve unpleasant and overwhelming feelings. Many people turn to the Internet in order to manage unpleasant feelings such as stress, loneliness, depression, and anxiety. When you have a bad day and are looking for a way to escape your problems or to quickly relieve stress to self-solve, the Internet can be an easily accessible outlet. Losing yourself online can temporarily make feelings such as loneliness, stress, anxiety, depression, and boredom evaporate into thin air. As much comfort as the Internet can provide, though, it's important to remember that there are healthier ways to keep difficult feelings in check. These may include exercise, meditating, and practicing simple relaxation techniques. For many people, an important aspect of overcoming internet and computer addiction is to find alternative ways to handle these difficult feelings. Even when your internet use is back to healthy level, the painful and unpleasant feeling that you may have promoted you to engage in unhealthy internet use in the past will remain. So it's worth spending some time thinking about the different ways you intend to deal with stress situation and the daily irritation that would normally have you log on. Risk factor for internet addiction and computer addiction. You are at greater risk of internet addiction if you suffer from anxiety. You may use the internet to distract yourself from your worries and fears. Any anxiety disorder like obsessive compulsive disorder may also contribute to excessive email checking and compulsive internet use. You are depressed. The internet can be an escape from feeling of depression, but too much time online can make things worse. Internet addiction further contributes to stress, isolation, and loneliness. You have any other addictions. Many internet addicts suffers from other addictions, such as drug, alcohol, gambling, and sex. You lack social support. Internet addicts often use social network sites, instant messaging, or online gaming as a safe way to establishing new relationships and more confidently relating to others. You are an unhappy teenager. You might be wondering where you fit in, and the internet could feel more comfortable than real-life friends. You are less mobile or socially active than you once were. For example, you may be coping with a new disability that limits your ability to drive, or you may be parenting very young children, which can make it hard to leave the house or connect with old friends. You are stressed. Well, some people use the internet to relieve stress. It can have a counterproductive effect. The longer you spend online, the higher your stress level will be. Signs and symptoms of internet addiction or computer addiction. Signs and symptoms of internet addiction vary from person to person. For example, there are no set hours per day or number of messages sent that indicates internet addiction. But here are some general warning signs that your internet use may have become a problem. Losing track of time online. Do you frequently find yourself on the internet longer than you intended? Does a few minutes turn into a few hours? Do you get irritated or cranky if your online time is interrupted? Having trouble completing tasks at work or home? Do you find laundry piling up and little food in the house for dinner because you've been busy online? Perhaps you find yourself working late more often because you can't complete your work on time. Then staying even longer when everyone else has gone home so you can use the internet freely. Isolating from family and friends. Is your social life suffering because of all the time you spend online? Are you neglecting your family and friends? Do you have feeling no one is your real life, even your spouse understands you like your online friends? Feeling guilty or defensive about your internet use. Are you sick of your spouse nagging you to get off the computer or put your smartphone down and spend time together? Do you hide your internet use or lie to your boss and family about the amount of time you spend on the computer or mobile device and what you do while you're online? Feeling a sense of euphoria when involved in internet activities. Do you use the internet as an outlet when stressed or for sexual gratification or excitement? Have you tried to limit your internet time but failed? Physical symptom of internet addiction. Internet or computer addiction can also cause physical discomfort, such as carpal tunnel syndrome, pain and numbness in hand and wrists, dry eyes or stained vision, back aches and neck aches, severe headaches, sleep disturbance, pronounced weight gain or weight loss. Internet addiction, cybersex, and pornography. Well, online pornography and cybersex addictions are type of sexual addictions. Special challenge on internet includes its relative anonymity and hours of access. It's easy to spend hours on the internet in the privacy of your own home and engage in fantasies impossible in real life. In compulsively spending hours on the internet viewing pornography or engaging in other cybersex activity can adversely affect real-life relationship, career, and emotion health. What's the difference between healthy and unhealthy sexuality? For most adults, healthy sexuality is an integrated life experience. Sex with partners, with self, or as a part of exploring new relationship is usually a pleasurable act of choice. For sexual addicts, however, sexual behavior can be most often defined by words such as driven, compulsive, and hidden. Unlike healthy sex that is integrated into relationship, sexual addicts use sex as a means to cope, to handle boredom, anxiety, and other powerful feelings, or as a way to feel important, wanted, or powerful. Internet addiction, online gambling. Well, gambling has been a well-documented problem for years. The development of internet gambling has made gambling far more accessible. It has also made it harder for recovering addicts to avoid relapse. Online or virtual casinos are open all day, every day for anyone with internet access. People who don't live within close proximity of a traditional casino or betting tracks, for example, or even those who are too young to gain access, now find it much easier to gamble online. Other net compulsions. Net compulsions such as compulsive stock trading or online caution shopping can be just as financially and socially damaging as online gambling. eBay addicts, for example, may wake up at strange hours in order to be online for the last remaining minutes of an auction. They might pursue things they don't need and can't afford in order to experience the excitement of placing the winning bid. Compulsive online gamers can isolate themselves for many hours at a time, participating in virtual reality or online fantasy games, neglecting other aspects of their lives such as work and family. Internet addiction, cyber relationships. When used for relationships, the internet can be a great place to interact socially, meet new people, and even start romantic relationships. However, online relationships can often be more intense than those in real life. Our fantasies are given free region, and the idea of being with our online love can exceed all realistic expectations, since few real-life relationships can compete with these wild fantasy relationships. The internet addicts will prefer to spend more and more time with their online friends. Another problem is that about 50% of people online lie about their age, weight, job, marital status, or gender. When online friends meet and the real-life person fails to match the online personality, it can create profound emotional disappointment. Self-help tips for breaking your internet addiction. There are a number of steps you can take to get your internet use under control, but you can initiate many of these yourself. It's important you get some outside support as well. It can be all too easy to slip back into old patterns of usage, especially if you use the internet heavily for work or other important activities. Recognize any underlying problems that may support your internet addiction. If you are struggling with depression, stress, or anxiety, for example, internet addiction might be a way to solve rocky moods. Have you had problems with alcohol or drug in the past? Does anything about your internet or use reminds you of how you used to drink or use drugs to numb yourself? Recognize if you need to address treatment in these areas or return to group support meetings. Build your coping skills. Perhaps blowing off streams on the internet is your way of coping with stress or anger feelings, or maybe you have trouble relating to others, or are excessively shy with people in real life. Building skills in these areas will help you weather the stress and strains of daily life without resorting to compulsive internet use. Strengthen your support network. The more relationship you have in real life, the less you will need the internet for social interaction. Set aside dedicate time each week for friends and family. If you are shy, try finding common interest groups such as a sports team, education class, or book reading club. This allows you to interact with others and let relationships develop naturally. Modifying your internet use step by step. To help you see problem areas, keep a log of how much you use the internet for non-work or non-essential activities. Are these time of day that you use the internet more, or the trigger in your day that make you stay online for hours at a time when you are planning to stay for a few minutes? Set goals for you can use the internet. For example, you might try setting a timer, schedule your use for certain times of a day, or making a commitment to turn off the computer, tablet, or smartphone at the same time each night. Or you could reward yourself with a certain amount of online time once you've completed your homework assignment or finished the laundry, for instance. Replace your internet usage with healthy activities. If you are bored or lonely, resist the urge to get back online can be very difficult. Have a plan for other ways to fill the time, such as going to lunch with a coworker, taking class, or inviting a friend over. Oh. Tips for dealing with internet addiction. Ask yourself, what am I missing out on when I spend so much time on the internet? Write down these activities and decrease your internet time to pursue some of them. Set responsible internet use goals and stick to them. Take frequent breaks, at least 5 minutes each hour, and do some other activities. After your routine to break your usage partners, if you spend evening on the internet, start limiting your use to morning. Seek out friends and acquaintances who could care less about the internet. Take time to appreciate the fact that all life is not yet online. Internet addiction treatment, counseling and support. Therapy and counseling for internet addiction. Therapy can give you a tremendous boost in controlling internet use. Cognitive behavior therapy provides step-by-step ways to stop compulsive internet behaviors and change your perceptions regarding internet, smartphones, and computer use. Therapy can also help you learn healthier ways of coping with uncomfortable emotions such as stress, anxiety, or depression. If your internet use is affecting your partner directly, as with excessive cybersex or online affairs, marriage, consulting will help you work through these challenges. Use marriage consulting can also help you reconnect with your partner if you have been using the internet for most of your social needs. For help, find a therapist for online addiction. See resource and reference section below. Group support for internet addiction. Since internet addiction is relatively new, it can be hard to find a real-life support group dedicated to the issue like alcohol, anonymous, and gamblers anonymous. If that is simulated problem for you, however, attending group can help you work through your alcohol or gambling problems as well. Sex addiction annoyance may be another place to try if you are having trouble with cybersex. There may also be groups where you can work on social and cope skills such as for anxiety or depression. There are some internet addiction support groups on the internet, however, these should be used with caution. Although they may be helpful in orienting you and pointing you in the right direction, you need real-life people to best benefit from group support. Helping a friend or family members with internet addiction. Tips to help others with internet addiction. Be a good role model managing the internet and computer use in your own life well. Introduce the internet addiction to other people who handle their internet use sensibly. Get your friend involved in non-internet related interests. Take your friend about your concern with their internet use, supporting their desire for changing. If they think they have a problem, encourage them to seek professional concessions. Helping a child or teen with an internet addiction. It's a fine line as a parent. If you safely limit a children or teen internet use, they might rebel and go to access, but you should monitor computer and smartphone use. Supervise online activities and get your child help if she or she needs it. If your child or teen is showing signs of internet addiction, there are things that you can do to help. Encourage other interests and social activities. Get your child out from behind the computer screen. Expose kids and other hobbies and activities such as teamwork, scouts, and after-school club. Monitor computers use at set playing limits. Restrict the use of computer or tablets to a common area of the house where you can keep an eye on your child's online activity and limit time online. This will be most effective if you as a parent follow suit. If you can't stay offline, chances are your child won't either. Use apps to limit your child's smartphone use. If your child has his or her own smartphone, it's very hard to detect and monitor their time on the internet. However, there are a number of apps available that can effectively do the monitoring for you by limiting your child's data usage or restricting his or her texting and web browser to certain times of the day. Most of the major carriers offer parental control apps. Other third-party apps are also available that eliminate texting and emailing captivity while in motion. So you can prevent your teen using a smartphone while driving. See resource and reference sections below for more information. Take your child about underlying issues. Compulsive in computer use can be the sign of deeper problems. Is your child having problems fitting in? Has there been a recent major change like a move or divorce which is causing stress? You're getting help. Teenagers often rebel against their parents, but if they hear the same information from a different authority figure, they may be more inclined to listen. Try a sport coach, doctor, or respected family friend. Don't be afraid to seek professional counseling if you are concerned about your children.